Your sound's working. What's going on, everybody? Setting things up. Making sure all my stuff's on. Dwayne Letterman, how's it going today? Okay, I'm on all messages. What a wonderful day it is. Hope y'all are having a fine day. Ours has been pretty soggy the last 3. Just kind of that cloudy, drizzly, nothing hard. Just, although I can't complain about the temperatures. We've been in the 60s, 68, maybe 70 tops for the midday high. But a lot better than 99 to 100. So. Greenville, yeah. Yeah, we're all getting a little break over yonder. Had a wild weekend this past weekend. Everybody's celebrating something. Pretty good live weekend. Although it wasn't great news for everything else, but we'll get into all that later. Once we get at least one more person to show up. Got some new knives in front of you. Just came in over the weekend. A couple of strange stories to go along with all of them. Maybe 2. I hope we can't hear that all the time. Interesting. YouTube Music Portal, how's it going? Glad you could join me on this wet and soggy, nice, cool temperature day for a live stream. If y'all weren't aware, at the moment, there's an active shooter, Fort Stewart, Georgia. Latest intel is it's a sergeant. Nothing more than that. So it's kind of not one of those deals where they rush the gate and attack the base thing like previous attacks. This is more of an internal thing by the sounds of it, although it still could be politically or religiously more motivated. No further details. Brian F., what's going on, brother? Slide on in, get a seat. Got some interesting things going on today. Pull up a chair. That would be the wingspan you're hearing. I'm doing a crazy thing if y'all ain't seen my videos lately that I've just recently posted. Lately, especially this summer's been large knife, fixie summer. Seems to be what's coming out. Larger knives, a lot of fixies, stuff like that. So we've all been doing that for a long time. Watching Ricky Kaminsky. He goes 5 on Wednesdays. He gives guitar lessons. Ah, cool. Outstanding. Get them chords in, them licks. I used to play, but I ain't even touched one in a couple years. It was a thing from the 80s. Everybody had a garage band in the 80s. Jimmy T, how's it going, brother? So, where was I? Yeah, the wingspan. Oh, my carry. I decided to do a micro carry for the next 30 days. This is my main carry, the Lander 6. This is my 5th pocket carry, which is a Rough Rider 1 Jimp. Little, whatever the hell you call them things. Shit. You know, things always escape your mind when you're trying to do something like this. My mini pry bar with an actual working bit drivers on each end for the knives. The smallest O-light I could find. And actually, where to go? There's a neck knife included, which you've all seen before, them little copper brass looking knives. Really small. Yeah, that's the neck knife. But yeah, 30 days. I'm going crazy, Jim. That's basically what's up. I'm losing my freaking mind. But yeah, I figured the only problem I've had with this so far is not finding it in your pockets, or when you take your clothes off at night to switch out, they're so light and unnoticeable. You just leave them in you're looking all over the next morning for everything because you forgot they were in your pockets. So I put a lanyard on this just to help me out a little bit because I was leaving it everywhere. It's just one of them things. Barbie, 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 Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Well, what we got? 11 of us. Guess I could start with the easier stuff first. Concepts Facebook group had a giveaway. I got picked for that, which this came. It's the stiletto. You've all seen them in past prior lives from everybody else. The one thing that intrigued me the most about it, though, was the chain they give you. It's actually a decorative like necklace instead of that chain stuff they usually. This is like, I don't even know what they call this. It's not a herringbone, but it's, I don't know if I can get you to focus on that or not, wherever my hell my camera is. Who cares? But anyway, yeah. Went to an antique store down here in Tennessee, and there was some sweet old cases and Winchester dish. It was cool. Outstanding, right? Yeah, it's this thing here. Comes in like the old drill bits used to come, and you unscrew the one end. For those of you that have not seen this yet. Oh yeah, that's right. And you got to use the key on the back of the lid to unscrew the other half to pull out the tool itself. Switch ends. Screw. Yeah, you're dead by now, I know, but if you ever had to use it like this. And yeah, there it is. Titanium bottom. 5 CR steel. Good for barbecues, short ribs, whatever. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Nice little win anyway. Not too bad of a deal. They run about $60 on their website. I'm sure you can get them cheaper using codes and other places that have them for sale. Chat. What's going on over here? Knives are live. How you doing, brother? Glad you come in. Anything back up here? Oh. Okie dokie. Everybody saying hi to everybody. All right. And I guess the next thing, I purchased this here. I always wanted one of these little Saxes. This one's in 14C. And hold on one second. What's this? It is a pointy thing. But yeah, I always wanted, but I didn't want the small ones that everybody has, like the ones from. Oh, it's a stiletto from Concept. The first thing I showed, this thing. Multiple purposes for it I could think of, but zombies, whatever. Well, it's pretty good in hand, but you're supposed to use this necklace I don't see how. I mean, it'd be uncomfortable bouncing off your chest. I don't know. There's a little bit of weight to it, even being titanium. Good for Barbie's pockets. Yeah. Burnt Relic, what's going on? Good to see you. DMP, how you doing, bro? And then you just put it away the same way. Screw it back into one end. Take your key on the back side of the other cap. Tighten her down just a wee. Screw that back on, and now you have a little whatever. Whatever. Ice pick, yep, sure, no problem. Make a hell of an ice pick. You could dig holes with it, use it for a tent stake. I don't know. Ask Concept. Oh, yeah, speaking of Concept, the man that designed it, his name's Marco Pinella. Yeah, Pinella. Marco Pinella. So, Marco's idea there. I'm here for it. What you here for, Jimmy? Yeah, I was wondering about the 5CR. Thanks, Brian. I was going to look it up after the live because this just came today, a couple hours ago, came in the mail. But that's good to know. I mean, I'm fully aware of 5CR, but not its capabilities. Jimmy, yes, that's what I said. Quit picking on me. Yeah, I like that sax too. Here's a kicker. You're getting 14C. Here in a minute. Slow down. We got lots to talk about there. But yeah, nice and thick too, about 1/8 inch across there. 14C made by Mossy Oak, which we are learning Felissa's coming out of there as well. And I'm sure it's made in a factory that half this stuff's made in. It's all in the same area of China these things are coming from. So pick a maker. I'm sure they're tossing the contract back and forth. Who's making it, whatever. If anybody else know about business, you understand that part. I don't understand why. I know a little. But yeah. And then since I guess we're going to be about as far into this as where we're going to go, I'll tell you the Romet story. Few weeks ago, for you guys who weren't here Sunday, which I'm sorry if you missed Sunday, it was pretty cool. Anyway, Romet hit me up on my Instagram, wanted to know if I wanted to review a knife. I said, yeah, sure. I said, but my Instagram name has nothing to do with YouTube, so not sure how they kind of asked me that because it's not under any of my channels or anything. I don't even have my channel posted on Instagram. But anyway, so I agreed. Went through their rigmarole to get the knife, paid for the knife in a reimbursement thing, which I turned the reimbursement down. I said, no, don't worry about it. And because I don't have the same pay system they wanted to use and all that. And I said, for what the knife costs, they're $35 to $40. I'll just, keep the knife. Thanks, man. I'll review the damn thing. Well, then he turns around and tells me, well, here, I'll give you 3 of them to give away Sunday. So hopefully I have a little working relationship going on here. We'll see in the future. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I was in and out Sunday. It was cool. Yeah, okay, Brian. Yeah, it just like happened that night before the live. I mean, it was just weird. Yeah, they contacted me 3 weeks ago about reviewing the knife, but as far as giving anything away or jumping aboard on the live or anything like that, it was that very night before. So I thought it was an interesting deal, especially from them guys. They're kind of up there on the ladder a wee bit. I got some sweet ass knives too, and some good prices, depending on who you are. So what else I got? The mini micro carry, the spike thing, the Romet, the 6. Yeah. Okay, let's read for a minute. Used to see Ramet and some chats. Always seem pretty cool. Yeah, right now the only place I see them is bees. They'll come into bees every other week, something like that. Throw some memberships out, give bees a couple super chats, and roll on. I don't think I've seen them much any other chats, but I don't or lives, but I don't go into many anymore. I'm kind of limited to about I don't know 7 or 8 of them, 8 different channels that I use anymore. No reason why. I like the other guys too, but they're growing. They're getting way up there. It's a lot different now in a lot of them than what it used to be when it was just 2,000-3,000 of us, whatever. So they're on their journey. And I'm going on mine, so no big deal. Remember the last one, the community interaction, they explode onto the market. Went from a few budget 14C. Sick, yeah, they got some sick shit. That is for sure. Clint Crosby, how you doing, brother? Glad to see you, man. Excuse my voice.
Johnny Clint just came in.
Yeah, I got Clint. And you said who else come in? Some of these chats I'm not seeing. I learned that the other night on both phones. Yeah, I know. And there's no JON on this side. But anyway, John, thanks for coming in. Surprised the chat. Half the time, I don't know why, but on my lives, my chats will freeze halfway through the dang live all the time. It's almost like YouTube saying, all right, enough time for you. Hurry along. Yeah, well, even on your phone's missing chats, oh Barbie. Okay, now I see John with the hand. Okay. See, it's not up above there where she said it was. All right, anyway. Lots to talk about today. We have a sub issue. We'll start with that first. Of course, that tsunami hit, we talked about that last week, but the tsunami that hit the Russian submarine base did take damage. They know of 2 subs that are out of commission. They're thinking one sank because of the shadow they're seeing from the satellite that's still tied to the dock. The dock's wrecked, but there's a big shadow underneath the dock, so they're thinking that's one of the subs. But as of right now, we have 10 subs from Russia off each of our coast. And in return, we have the same, probably if not even more, on each one of their coasts. So right now they're already talking, it's the Cuban Missile Crisis of our time. So with that said, that's kind of something to be aware of at any time. Right now, Russia's ex-president and Trump are battling. Now, Trump or Putin's right-hand man is Russia's ex-president. And what Putin don't want to say, the other guy says. It's kind of like the good guy and the bad guy, good cop, bad cop thing. The only thing is, everything that the ex-president said is happening. Belarus, all that's they are implementing a martial law next week. So we're guessing at the moment the NATO part of this and attack, being that now NATO is staged on the front lines. And NATO is also now inside of Ukraine. Of course, we already knew that, but now not as a directory type of thing where we're just training you. They're now boots on the ground from NATO, from several different countries. It's just a matter of time, guys. I mean, I've heard guesstimates. Now, these are Intel guesstimates. These aren't your CNN guesstimates. 3 to 6 months, possibly 9. Caleb, what's going on, brother? I'm glad you come in. Something I wanted to show you here real quick, in case you got a roll. I got that new fixie. Yeah, wrong camera, dumbass. And you know why I got it. But anyway, it's naked. It needs a bead. I need a bead, please. we'll talk later. But anyway, yeah, I got all my other beads used up on my other fixies. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, so like 9 months. The China thing's even getting worse now. We are supplying and stocking up all our bases in the South Pacific Islands. There's multiple videos, if you know where to look, of C1, C5, C-17s, C-130s flying over these islands and literally airdropping tanks, whatever, Jeeps, Humvees, all this stuff just in the last few. They're guesstimating on the China attack on Taiwan before Christmas. So, because then when that hits, there goes shipping. And right now, China's even bucking a little bit on the shipping. A lot of stuff has already been canceled in China. A lot of materials in China have been stopped to be used for production due to they might be needed for, what's coming. And so I don't know how much I would trust steel coming out of China right now. So it might be something to think about. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Trump was on the roof of the White House, Yeah, yesterday, and probably because of everything being bugged inside the White House. But he was up there with a few individuals. Jokingly, he told the reporters they were talking missiles, but what come to find out earlier, they were looking at roof defensive positions for like air to ground or ground to air missiles, stuff like that, to protect the Capitol. So everybody's getting ready. If you know how to put the puzzle together, if you watch this guy, if you watch this air tracking and track the planes, where they're going, where they're coming from, and if you know what that base does and this base does, you'll know what they're bringing in and out. You can pretty much guess on your own what's going on. It's not something that a news reporter would do because they just want to keep spreading the lies from wherever their shit's coming from. But you got one for me? Outstanding, Caleb. But it can be black and green, whatever, as long as some kind of dark color. That's fine with me, man. But yeah, it's inevitable now. There's no way out of this. It's happening. So, hey, Mick, glad you came in, man. I just hope a lot of y'all take it into consideration of what you're going to need. And now's the time to buy it, because once one of them break, everything's gone, man. It's going to hit hard. Banks are already doing some screwy shit. Our account got sold. They tried to say it was a merger, but my actual branch that I go to is still the same name, same everything. And the branch that I'm supposed to be now going to is still under construction, and it's an old Hardee's building. If anybody knows about Hardee's, it's like Carl Jr.'s. It's a fast food joint here in the South. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are telling you what's going on just by everyday things that we use, see, watch. But that's pretty much it. Putin's really hell-bent on getting one part of Russia back there by Poland. The drone incursions have been happening more frequently. They're going into the capitals now, flying around to see how long they can fly around before they get shot down, ran off, whatever. And then, of course, Russia says, oops, it just did it by itself or whatever, some lame excuse. But it's all probing. We've been watching from satellite, 2 years now? It's got to be about 2 years now. The whole Belarusian border getting stocked with missiles, new bases. We literally watched one base go from wooded cover to fields to training area and then truckloads of missiles started coming in. Mid-range, not long-range missiles, but like mid-range type missiles, stuff like that. Thousands of them, thousands of men being pulled in and barracked and all this crazy stuff for 2 years now. Now they ain't going to do this, and they don't have any money to start with. Belarus is, third world country, and they don't have this kind of money to do this. It's all being funded by Russia, of course. But it's just crazy that I don't know, man. There's not more of an outcry. I know they don't want to panic the masses. I understand this. But at least say, hey, shit's coming. Get ready. Posturing. Yes. Clinton Crosby, sell high. Yeah. And that's something you're going to have to deal with too. Once one thing starts, shit's going to go so high, man. Leaking off, Clint? All right, buddy. Oh, selling your house? All right. Well, good luck, man. Have a great day. So anybody got any news? Anything they want to say? Any of y'all living by air bases? If you want to hit me up on Instagram or some way that we've talked before, and if you see anything out of the ordinary, I appreciate it if you let me know. Like mass flights, you know what to look for. As long as I can get clean water and food, yeah, well, food's going to be the problem because once the banking shit shuts down, and the government's going to do it on purpose, so there's not a mad dash to cash flow because everybody's going to try to take their money out of the bank, and if you do that, you break the system. So they're going to stop that shit. So you're going to need shit to trade. Gold and silver will be the main thing, and then of course ammo, weapons, on down the line. Y'all can pretty much picture what's going to be traded. Yeah, it is. It's Jason. It's going to be, and then not only do you have to worry about what missile might be flying off these subs because they have cruise missiles. They can take out cities the conventional way. They don't have to nuke us. And the nukes now are dial a nuke. So say they want to, I don't know, take out Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, instead of sending a 7 warhead ICBM up over the hill and down to us, they just dial a nuke down to the lowest grade there, and shoot it right off to Charlotte there in a couple minutes off the coast, to just take out the city. They don't have to, hit the big ones. If they got 10 subs, this is what's being officially reported, 10 subs off each of our coast. Each sub carries, I'll have to find that out, but if I'm remembering correctly, depending on which ones they're carrying, of course, whether it be the Tomahawk type missiles or cruise missile or ICBMs. ICBMs are 20, I know that. I'm pretty sure on that one. But I think the other ones are up to like 140 because they can stock them as well as shoot them. It's right around there somewhere. But yeah, 20 on each, or 10 on each side. Yeah, they can take out the coastline within a matter of an hour. Yeah, well, they don't bring them out, Brian F., unless they're heavy moving, and I know they're heavy moving. I know exactly what they're using them for. They're just getting stuff, the heavier stuff, pulled to the bases where the C5s and 17s can pick it up, like big generator units, command posts. They have them Connex boxes, look like command posts, shit like that. They can use them on tanks, all kinds of different armor. So yeah, it can be moved around a lot more easier and cheaperly than running a company with a truck and stuff like that if they're doing short hops. Yeah, you see them boys up in the air a lot. Yeah, they're not training because that helicopter there is a one-purpose helicopter. It's made for moving big shit. Thing once initial, then the Navy will take out the subs. Well, there are already measures right now in place. I mean, they're covered. But, and the thing is, what's really tricky right now is there's 3 situations. I'm not talking about the little skirmishes in the Middle East right now, but there are 3 large major situations getting ready to kick off big time. And it's the other two are distraction on the one to look the other way. So, but which one is it? That's the whole problem. Now India's playing games too. Y'all ain't heard that shit. Yeah, they're playing dirty pool, and Trump told them yesterday or Sunday or Saturday that he's onto their game, and they could end up in China's possession if they walk away. So we kind of protect India from China taking them, and China's like been 1-2 forever. So with us in the middle, China hasn't made a move. So we step back from India. That gives China the open door to come on in and take it. So there was something else, and I forgot to write it down. It was just said over the weekend that the leader of China was doing to prepare for the war. Oops, let's drop something. Prepare for the war. It had something to do with production, all the factories in China. I can't remember what was said. It had something to do with military, but not. It was one of them things where, okay, we know what's going on. But they were trying to, why is that on? Why is that on there like that? Oh,
I don't know what's wrong.
I don't even know how that happened. Excuse me. Yeah, and you can, yeah. Oh, that was something too. Some production was moved to India to hide it. I gotta start writing this shit down. It wasn't that great of importance, but it did fall into the line of the puzzle that's going on right now. Had something Russia. It had something to do with for Russia that China couldn't legally sell it to them, so it came in through. I don't know. I'll remember next time. Russia, China, Belarus, India, Iran, all part of the organization called, an agreement. Look on the impact in 2001. Yeah, NATO. Yeah. Well, them are going out the window. Them NATO pacts are flying out the window faster than they were written. Russia just canceled one the other day for the long-range missile, intermediate missiles on NATO's border. They signed a treaty. Well, they threw that out the window the other day and are now lining all their medium-range missiles, nuclear missiles, along. Since we put them on this side, they're putting theirs on their side. So now we both have missiles on the front line. But yeah, them are going out the window faster than shit. Yeah, then we get the aliens coming. What else could happen, Ragnarok, if anybody knows what that is. Yeah, it's getting more peculiar by the moment. I'm watching it right now. I'm 50-50 either way, but rocks don't make course corrections, and rocks have tails. This thing don't have a tail even. It just has friends this time. The first time it went by, it came in on a trajectory that never happens. It was the first time for everything. So it's all right, but it's long, cigar shaped. It could be a rock. It was too far away. Well, now it's coming back without notice because it shouldn't have been coming back of the way it was moving the first time. And it's got friends. So I don't know. We'll see here. Was it December 5th? I think December 5th it'll be closest to Earth, right? The day before my birthday. Bastards. They're coming to take me home. That's what it is. I know it. Freddie, calm down, brother. I'll be done in a little while. You'll be all right. My one beagle, he's got attachment syndrome. Craziness. It's mutually assured destruction. The only question is who wants to end. Yeah, well, it's going to start out conventionally, I think. That's what everybody wants. And that's kind of what even Russia's flexing their muscle a little bit about. That conventionally, they'll stomp our butt. And they may do it just to try. Of course, who knows? Our military hasn't been up to par the last 10, 15 years. Who knows? Maybe even longer than that. hired a bunch of them back that got forced out due to the COVID crap. How many of them got, and they were all experienced combat soldiers. So these are the ones we need. But I've watched a lot of the new training videos coming out of Fort Benning, Fort Jackson, stuff like that with new recruits. And boy, things are a lot different when I went through. Yeah, it's kind of like kid gloves now, but you know, everybody can sue everybody now or write their local senator and lose your job and who knows what else. Back then, once you were in basic training, you were shut off from the world. Nobody knew where you were and you didn't know where anybody was, and they did whatever they wanted to you. Yeah, I'll do that, Mick. But you know, it's just like the other pact we made with Ukraine. You know, give yourself, they were the third highest nuke count in the world after they separated from Russia. So we made a deal with them, give up your nukes, we'll protect you. Literally, boots on the ground, protect you. Well, that ain't happening. And that's one of the things they were bitching about in the beginning. Well, you said this. Well, here's some weapons. See what you can do by yourself. But then again, this place is so freaking corrupt. Here just the other day, Ukraine got busted selling more weapons, taking more of the cash, finding out more information on all the cash they took from the early days from Biden. So it's just one big freaking mess, man. And as I've told you before, Kiev is the capital of Russia. It's always been since day one. Russia was formed by the Rus Vikings. Kiev is the place that everybody fought for Russia. So I don't know. That I always said that was their problem. We had nothing to do with any of that crap. They just need to do that on their own, but for some reason we all need to get into it. Yeah, Ragnarok's coming is definitely. But remember what happens at the end of Ragnarok. There are two left. Start over again. You know, not trying to get biblical or nothing, or any religion for that matter, but if you ever read the general basics of the Bible and read Norse mythology, it's all the same. It's kind of same stories. Just the different gods would be your angels that the Bible has, like Michael and all them people. And, you know, you got your angel of death, you got your angel of this, angel of that. Well, same thing in Norse mythology. They just don't call them angels. And it's basically the same shit, just different wording and people. Not everyone reads this. Well, exactly. But they all have a similarity, though. They all do. You know, I've just for fun briefly took time in the 90s, I think it was, when this shit computer stuff first come out, late 90s, early 2000s. And do a little, you know, study. Well, what are you about? What do you know, you can do that now at the touch of a fingertip. So I wanted to educate myself. And just look, you know, I already knew about Christianity. I followed the Crusades and all that happy crap. But it was interesting to see how they did kind of relate to each other in certain ways. And then at the end, the whole story comes down to pretty much one thing, the end of something. So, and yet, glad you come in. Yeah, anybody, it's in here that one Sunday from Remet, they already sent me that they sent it. And they sent me 3 little tabs, I guess, proving they sent it. Problem is, when I touch on the tab and blow it up to see who it is, it gets so freaking blurry you can't see it. So if anybody gets their knife from Remet, let me know. I'd appreciate it. And if I can finally figure out a way to read the tracking numbers, I will send them to you. It's not a pact that involves the U.S. It's a pact between countries listed and set up. NATO, yeah. Oh, I know. I understand that part. I was just saying that basically pacts right now are just flying out the window, especially with NATO. Oh, we got 14 people. Anybody hear anything? Anybody care anything? Something I wanted to show you too. I got this off Temu, and I did it just to see what it was really going to be made out of, because I knew it was for $5. It wasn't going to be nothing. But once I got it, this little vise here, which is basically a copy of an attachment you see on a drill press, but it has these little, like where you can bend wire and bend things, and you can. This is so great because it's like a soft plastic and everything, that you can use it for knives. Like, put your blade in it if you want to do some scale work or whatever. For $5, it would come in handy for something. And it holds on pretty tight. God, I love that knife. I see he's working on another one. And of course, it's got the button slide on it, but it holds it really decent. So you could do some work. I guess I could hold it up. If you're that kind of guy that likes to work on his knives, maybe something you might be interested in. It's $5. Wait a month or two to get it. But yeah. I figured it'd be neat. And you Dremel, you could use it for definitely a vise for your Dremel. If you had one of them ones that were on an actual type drill press stand attachment you can get for a Dremel, that'd be a good little vise for it. Buck keeps sending me messages, but they have some sharpening stones. Have you tried them yet? No, I have not tried any of these stones from Buck, and not throughout my life either. My sharpening is pretty much consisted of those two stones. I showed you all the Boy Scout stones somebody gave me like 30 years ago. And then strop them, or maybe take a light diamond stropper thing over it, depending on how bad it is. You get a tabletop vise with suction, yeah, cool. It's only about $25 on Amazon, solid steel. Cool. Joe Casper, how you doing today, sir? Got a little sander grinder buffer from T-Mill. Little thing works awesome. Yeah, I've looked at that too. Is that the one that's got, it's a little belt sander, Joe? It's got like the belt on one end, buffer on the other end type thing, little, but they're small. Is that the one you got? Yeah, Harbor Freight has them vices. I know, I got to pick one up for my drill press. Can't find my other one. Of course, it's been 2 years since I visited my tools. Still at my brother's house. I got to get them back over here. It's just one of them things, man. Just never get around to doing it. Everybody got your radios yet? Right now is a good time because they're going to stop that shit pretty soon. And if y'all want to know what kind of radio would be good for you, go to not a Rubicon, like Rubicon, the Jeep Rubicon, not a Rubicon. All one word, I think it is. That guy, I'll tell you, all his videos are nothing but short, to the point, and what the radio does. Sanders, where'd he go? There he is. Yes, I put it in my cart a month ago, and the price dropped about $20. Oh, hell yeah. Well, cool. I might grab one of them too if they actually work. I just kind of didn't think it would have enough to do much. But I'm always doubting shit, and then when I get it, it usually works out pretty good. GMRS, LOL. Okay, nothing wrong with GMRS. I got my hams and everything set to pick GMRS up and transmit to GMRS. So, hey, that's what you got. Nothing wrong with it. All them channels can be picked up easily in an emergency situation as well. Hey, Joe, that's pretty, where you going with that gun in your hand? Somebody's in the music kick. Rock out. YouTube. What up? me visit this. Oh, by the way, the G10 on this, I don't know why they're calling it G10. It's just that old carbon fiber that was like the original. I mean, you can probably see it even in this chintzy ass camera. It has all, I mean, even on the sides where they cut it, you can see it's a fibrous type material. It goes all the way through. It's not just some kind of laminate. But G10's dried out paint. That ain't dried out paint. These jimping, I told some people the other day in Sunday's Live, I'm going to do some file work on the back of that. I used to do that on all my fixed blades back in the day. I think I got one sitting over here. It's got a little file work on it. Of course, this one ain't totally done yet. No, I do not. Where did that knife go? Oh, here it is. Oh, the bush knife. Yeah. But file work works really good for jimping. Yeah, this kind of shit. A lot smaller because it's definitely a smaller knife. This here is just a bushwhacking knife. Clean that up. I need to get them done. I really do. They've all been just sitting around here. Scales are all cut for them and it's ready to be finalized and just sitting there in a pile. Ralph, what you doing? William Harmbustle. No, just sitting here on the other side of the camera for a change bullshit, and that's about it, man. Yeah, it's got a little weight to it, too. It'd be a good one. Definitely holds an edge real well. I'm not sure what the steel is. It's cut out of a 1/4-inch thick concrete saw blade that the highway department uses. The thing was like 36 inches, 46 inches tall. So it rusts really quick. So it's definitely high carbon, and it don't have a lot of nickel in it. As you breathe on that son of a bitch, it rusts. Harbor Freight, you can get some pretty decent deals. I need to get one of them wooden tool chests. Well, probably more like 2 of them, but one for Barbie. She's got a pirate's chest for her knives. It's kind of a mini pirate chest. Pretty cool. Hey, yeah, Caleb, you still in here? I wonder something. Yeah, you are. Okay. Well, I'm looking at my screen here. I'm just trying to figure out how you invite people. I've seen this done before on other lives. Maybe you got to be monetized or some shit. I don't know. But that's to reverse the camera that way. That's for sound. There's a camera. Now I ain't going to do anything. I don't want to touch that because I'm afraid. All right, never mind, Caleb. I was going to see if I could do something, invite you, but I guess it's a beef. I've seen people invite people halfway through a stream before, man. It can't be that freaking difficult. I know, read the manual, but unfortunately, I don't have one. Yeah, they do exchange stuff. They got a pretty good return policy. Yeah, I'm not using any stream thing yet. I can't afford that shit. Hell, one of them, the one that's easiest to use and does the, I guess, best things is like $70 a week or some shit, or 70 a month, 75 a month, 15, 20 a week. Depends on how you pay for it. It will say invite guest. Yeah. But you know what? I haven't even seen that on. Anytime I want to go live, I have not seen that question or even that pop up. So I don't know. I know we had a lot of problem when Barb first started. She couldn't get on anybody's live for a long time, no matter what stream. product people were using. She really had a hell of a time trying to get on LSK all the time. But I wonder what's up with them guys. We ain't heard nothing from them. Hope they're all fine. I know the one husband, yeah. You know her name. Anyway, her husband was really sick. And speaking of that, while we're here, and what we halfway through the show, just about, yeah, roughly. Just shout out to Pocket Razor's family and everything. I got his sticker up. I'm gonna leave it there for the month. I didn't know the other guy too well. I think I might have been in 2 or 3 chats total with him throughout my last couple of years of being around here. So, yeah, him to his family as well. But yeah, sorry to see him go. Huh. Wonder what the arrow's for. I hate touching things I don't know what they're for. Yeah, Marissa. I don't know where my brain is half the time. I guess when I don't talk about people for long periods of time, I've been forgetting a lot. I'm serious. It's starting to worry me. This happened to my dad, and it killed him when he was 73. So I don't know if it's just me getting old, just general forgetting, or if something's really going on. But I'm having a real problem with even, like, when I'm done with this, I'll get up and go do something, and next thing you know, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I was doing. It's like that constantly all day long. Just hit the buttons. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I got an arrow that goes kind of like for sharing, and then I got one that looks like a save button, but it's got a little wheel in it for, I don't know which one would be the best one to push first. Who knows? Yeah, that's number 1. Woohoo! You know, I ain't figured that shit out yet. I thought I had it figured out, this XP shit. But I've noticed now I'll come into a live and I might even be 30, 40 minutes late, say 2 words, and next thing you know, I'm number 1. So it can't be how long you've been in that chat and how much you chatted in that certain chat. It's got to be something with the whole deal of freaking YouTube. It's really, I don't know. And once again, they didn't send us a book on it, so we don't know. I don't want to start any rumors, but was it Brian White that came into such actions after just hearing about losing his son-in-law? Anybody remember who it was? I don't know. I don't go into any one of those lives. No, I didn't hear anything about that one, so no. I know I'm in a shit house. Oh well, sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, I didn't mean to. Just when people say things that pertain to everybody, well, then you expect to get a response, and I gave one. Whether it was etiquette, probably not. Was it called for? Probably. But whatever. Sorry. I was just bringing up a question. And if somebody's lurking right now that could inform me on who's actually in charge of this whole Knave community, please let me inform me. That way I can get the book and know how to do it. Robert Willoughby, how you doing? Nice shiny blue R. It's bright. Turn the tone down on R a little bit. don't get too many in my lives. Of course, my topic's half the reason. The other half is whoever I pissed off. So. What is that? Started at 3:55. Okay. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Hey, y'all get a chance and you get one on a deal, check out one of these old lights. Now, don't have a clip, which I thought was really kind of dumb, being as short as it is, and the functionality of it. It would really fit good on a hat. But it's as soon as I figure out where they put the name, diffuse, but it's 700. Yeah, can't remember that shit now either. 700 looms, 3 positions, 1, 2, 3, and I think it has a strobe. I can't remember how to do it though, because it's not a 3-button thing. It was something else. But yeah, for just an all-in-one thing, and it recharges, if I remember right, through the battery. But they're not expensive one either. That's for 700 looms, you're getting a really good deal. Yeah, the battery. That's how that happens. And if you hear any noise in the background of total destruction, it's just my wife chasing around the grandchildren. This one of the smaller ones here, Nicholas. He's here for a few days. So after I'm done here, I got to go entertain him so he doesn't drive Grandma crazy. Yes, it is. And yet, it greatly is. And were you here when I told her about Remet's already sent everything out? And yet, if you didn't hear that, just to let you know. Or anybody else that just showed up and won last Sunday or Monday, sorry, off Barbie's channel. Remet has already done and sent them. So, should have them in a few days. Outstanding. I like the IT. Yep. Yeah, I do too. My actual favorite, there goes my voice again. My actual favorite one's this one. It's an older unit. Yeah, that figures. Come on, camera, thank you. And it's backwards. But yeah, it's like 6, 7 years old on this one. But she still works, still holds a charge, still does that, and it will burn you. It will start a fire. I swear it will. It'll burn your fingers off on high. Come on. There you go. Yeah. That was a gift. Some guy gave, well, the guy that makes the Sharpies originally, well, not originally, but he started a while ago, 10 years ago, making the pointy Sharpies. And he gave me that when he first started getting into light, and they started talking to him about moving their product because he's one of the reps now in one of the groups somewhere. Yeah, it was, Mick. And it, like I said, it was out of the blue too. It was very uninspected. Yeah, never mind. I ain't gonna say it. But yeah, yeah, I can't do it. I just can't. Oh, what is wrong with me today? But you know what I mean. Yeah, like I told him we talked last night. After they get to work, I think it's around 7 o'clock our time at night, Eastern time at night. That's when he usually starts texting me, whoever I'm talking to. And we went over all the winners last night and the ones he sent out. And I said, yeah, that's correct. And we talked about maybe some future things, but we'll see. I still think it was on accident, the way this all happened. So, because they're usually a bees thing only. I hope they said at the time last night, he said he didn't watch the video because they don't get to work till after we were over. But I hope they watch the video and like it live anyway. At least for Barbie's sake. Maybe they'll just tell me, yeah, it's pretty cool, but you got to go. I'll leave. I'll leave in a heartbeat. Kind of want her to eventually get on her own. But she likes having me there. I like hanging out with you guys too. That ain't a problem either. I just want to see her venture off into more, doing more after her lives. More videos, which I'm going to start. I think what I'm going to do is to start doing the videos and put them on her channel. I mean, we're basically a team anyway, so I've seen lots of channels do it. I've seen one channel got 4 or 5 guys that they bounce back and forth with that does whatever for their channel. So, you know, like I said, we're just doing this shit for fun anyway, so. It was frozen for 4 months in the snow and the leaves. Oh no. What was? I missed that one. Oh, really? Yeah, I've dropped a few things on. Wow. Even in the tundra of Michigan, huh? You know, when I was truck driving, I used to dread going up that far north in the winter. But I've had to. Green Bay's cold. Cold. Very cold. I come from Florida, jumped out the truck with shorts and freaking t-shirt on, and the wind was about 50 miles an hour. About froze instantly. That's pretty cool. That's kind of what happened here. It just out of the blue hit me up, and it wasn't even my channel or my channel name or nothing. It was just like, hey, you want to review this knife? I'm like, sure. They're like, okay, well, go buy it. I'm like, scam. So I even went back and looked, you know, to see if it was really coming from them. That's, well, everybody I know is in there, so they got lots of subscribers and comments and shit. It must be real. I come back, I said, sure, I'll check it out. So bought it. They tried to reimburse me. I told them to keep it. And he's like, well, hey, we'll give you 3 knives to show at your live. I'm like, cool. And I still didn't believe it I still don't believe it until these 3 people get their knives in their hand. I'm going to be a little skeptical on this one. I mean, I realized we had a little language barrier off and on the last couple of days, but he's had to remove a few of his posts that he made back to me because they just didn't sound right at all. One was a threat, basically, that if I didn't leave a rating on YouTube, YouTube took my rating down. So we don't know why. So he's kind of like, well, if you can't figure out why you can get the rating back up or whatever, then it won't go good for us in the future and shit. I'm like, what? And then I was like, well, I'm going to go find something out real quick. Went to Amazon, found out what happened, showed him the picture. But by that time, he already changed the last post to no, don't worry about it. It's cool if they get rid of it. It ain't going to matter anyway. Looking forward in the future. And I'm like, well, what's going on here, you know? Kind of real spacey at times. Yeah, I mean, maybe they were just doing, you know, going to certain people's profiles that had knives all over the place, saying, hey, let's see if this guy will hit us up. I don't know. It's weird. I'm sure it wasn't because we had channels, because I don't think they knew. It wasn't until halfway talking to them about the first knife that I mentioned that we had a YouTube channel and review knives. And then he just come back and said, oh, really? Cool. All right, let us know when you got the knife. Yeah, burnt relic, ain't it? Oh, shit. That's a good one. Yeah, I know I got people on my wavelength. So just a fun thought. When, I'm not even gonna say if anymore, but when the China thing happens and all shipping stops from China, what is your idea on what the hell could keep 200 YouTubers busy that don't have any more knives to look at? What would be your what do you think we should do? I mean, I know where my channel's going to go. It's going to go strictly to what's going on in the war. But yeah, I mean, I know they got a lot of stock here they're going to sell off, but it's everything up till now that they've developed. So I mean, eventually you're not going to have any new designs. And there's American companies and all that good stuff, Canadian, whatever, but that's far in between because of the pricing. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting realm to be involved in. As far as the knife thing, it won't be an issue with me because I'll just switch over fully to news and what's going on. Yeah, I know. But that's kind of why I do it on this channel. It ain't really going to hurt nothing if they 86 my ass. I mean, I'll just be cool on Barbies and talk about reality on this one until something different happens. Well, that kind of sucks, Burholic. It's kind of fun. I can't complain. If I was to fall off the earth tomorrow, I can't bitch that much. There's a few things I wish would have happened different, but I mean, it's been a struggle. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't born with any money. Everything I got, it was on my own. But yeah, I've been through everything: divorces, 100 kids, 16 grandkids, played guitar, disappeared in the 80s, came back around mid 90s. Yeah, it's crazy. Porn, by the gods. Well, we better not say that. What's his name got cut off or shit like that one day. Yeah. Y'all know what I mean. I watch him every once in a while. He's funny. I like his channel. I can't watch it for that long, but well, really could just get embrace the suck, man. That's what I do. Embrace the suck. One day it'll get somewhere. Eventually it will change one way or the other. We're not guaranteed forever, so something's about to change eventually, especially when you get up 60, 70 years old. You start thinking, uh-oh, ain't got much long now, especially if you got something wrong with you. You know, and then you're like, oh shit, got to get her done now. Yeah, there's tons of U.S. makers. Yeah, there's tons. But that'll be pretty much it. And then that's the other issue you got to think about too. How are people going to look at a Chinese product? You know, the views will change immensely because we're at war with them. And even in severe scenario situations where you might be in an area with a bunch of people that are really, really, really patriotic and see a Chinese knife being used, and you never know. Stranger things have happened. I'll let you just use your imagination on the rest of that scenario, but yeah. Tri-State, yep. I don't know why I can't remember that shit. I met him at Blade Show. Decent guy. You know, it's funny. Some of the people you thought was going to be cool kind of weren't. And the ones you didn't think were going to be cool really were. So it was interesting. It's always interesting to meet somebody for the first time that you've been articulating with on a platform. Energy, what's going on, brother? Sneaking in the back door, huh? All righty. Grab a seat. Slide on up in here. Or if you were here and I'm just having one of them brainwave things, just play it off to that. Let's see here. Oops, get off. Every time you touch something. Been collecting these last few days. I like hanging them on people when they walk by. Cicada shell. Actually, I have a cicada. If anybody ever wondered what a cicada look like after they crawl out of the shell, yeah, they're pretty big. See if I can't get a facial. Yeah, probably not. There we go. But anyway, that's what they look like. Good eating. Lots of protein. The shells are just like tater chips. Oops, I'm gonna put my pocket razor back up. Yeah, I knew him. I mean, we talked several times, especially back when he was getting closer to getting off YouTube and everything. Him and Barbie kind of hooked up a little bit there. And that's how Barbie ended up with his time slot. So that all happened about the same time she came into the channel and him leaving us for as far as quitting YouTube. I didn't think it'd be this quick though, but yeah. See you down the road, brother. Dipping my honey. Dudes, I got some powdered honey. It's survival food. We cracked some open. I might have said something about it last week, but as usual, don't remember. It's just like the real thing. And on the can it says you can use it for sugar and coffee and whatever. And I mean, you add just enough water to it, it turns right back into honey. I've been using it for a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Agassiz Farms, they sell it on Amazon. You can buy cans or they have different smaller units, I think. But Agassiz Farms has been around for a long time doing survival food and camp food and stuff. So it's not bad stuff. You just got to have meat. That stuff's just so bland without it. It's all noodle based, starch based, but it will keep you alive. And it's the flavor's good. And it's a lot cheaper than some like Mountain House. It's half the price of Mountain House. So they got chocolate milk, which tastes just like a fudge sickle. Matter of fact, I even made fudge sickles out of them. There's a couple left in the freezer, but you got to do it just right so it's got a good consistency. And if you follow directions on a can, it come out perfect. And the next day after you leave it in the refrigerator, it really turns a real creamy, just like a fudge sickle. To be honest with you, it didn't taste the same. So I got a can of that. Orange drink, which of course tastes like Tang. And the bread mix, cone mix, roll mix, that stuff worked really good. I made a loaf of bread out of it. And I'm not good at bread, but it did turn out. Matter of fact, we ate the whole loaf that night with butter and a little bit of honey. And so far, so good on the survival food that I've bought. I've got a pretty good stash of it. I got, like I said, hopefully about 90 days. We as a country We have grown way too, yes, sir. Our youth has no allegiance to our country and afraid. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't, that's another part of the scenario that's got to be discussed. I mean, we go to war, we don't have the manpower right now we're going to need for this type of war. So it's going to be a draft. They've already talked about the draft. So the age gap generation right now that will be susceptible to the draft, it's not going to be into it. And either Canada's going to get really populated again, because they're pissed off at us anyway. I'm sure they'd let them come in, and or something. I don't know. Right now, oh, speaking of which, Ukraine the other day, their masterful president there, Zelensky, had a cap from, I think it was 18 to 45 that had to be eligible for service unless they were handicapped or something. And now he just raised it to 60. And I'm sure you've all seen the videos of them literally driving down the road in a van and seeing an 18 to 45-year-old guy walking down the street with groceries, and they just snag you right up the street, throw you in the van. They don't care. You're going to war. That's all there is. And they've been doing this for a while now. I mean, a couple of years. And yes, it's all over. Even mainstream media put it up once, a year or two ago. But that's just bullshit there, dragging you out the street. Well, it won't happen like that here. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, this is a big, big thing to think about. Far enough, imagine if the C-19 hadn't exposed all the crap. School systems, yeah. Yeah, right. Hey, YouTube, did you create a free movie channel on YouTube? I think most still unaware, unfortunately. YouTube. Yeah. Nick Ranger, that's my YouTube TV account. Okay, yeah. I remember seeing that last night. You come in somewhere we were watching last night, and you were saying, I'm YouTube. This is my other account. Curate. Like, as in curator? Canada would be wise not to. Yeah, they would be wise. That's another thing that's happening in Europe, too. Same thing with Poland, both sides, east and west side of the lines. They're all freezing all travel for military age men. I mean, it's coming. I mean, when they're really restricting travel from NATO countries on military age men, it's happening. I mean, they don't just do this shit. And martial law being implemented next week. I don't know, boys and ladies, who's ever watching. And then what I was kind of touch on earlier, and we got kind of sidetracked, was once this thing breaks out full-fledged conventional, then you're going to have all the shit going on here in the inner cities, all the gang wars and all that. People will be running rampant. Like the shit we saw out west for the last 10 years, just mobs of people running into places, taking everything they want. It's just going to be a madhouse. And you're going to have you have to have some kind of short-term, like, you definitely have to have martial law in the major cities. You'll have to. And it's not going to stick anyway. It's just going to get worse. And then you're going to move outside the cities. Yeah, you're going to get it from all sides if you live anywhere close to a city, which unfortunately I do, but my rally point's another 50 miles up the road in a holler in the middle of nowhere. So if I can make it there, I think we'd be all right. Just reading y'all's chats. Either it froze or y'all quit talking. Because I haven't seen it move since Brian F's last one. I never did show this, did I? I'm thinking about it. It's a little tight, but it's snappy. D2, and it's got that carbon fiber look, same as the other one. This one even more so, to be honest. So it's a carbon 10 with brass rings and the pivot, really sharp. Nice clip. I like the clip. I like these style clips. That's and wire so far as my two favorite clips. They just come out of the pocket real easy, not snagging on everything. I got a couple expensive knives that I really wish they'd have thought about the clip. Because they snag on, you can't get it in. You got to pull it way out to get it in, pull it way out to get it out. Pain in the ass. Paid $200-300 for a knife and can't get it out of your pocket. What the hell good is it, right? John, still here? Okay. Oh, John's still here. That work. All right, get your work done. You have to forgive my dogs for a second. Just me, Peaches. I played with this for a couple of days. Really cool. I like gentleman knives to start with. I got a few of them. I got a couple Rough Riders. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to talk about today too. Red Ryder BB guns. You know, I'm sure some of you had them. You know the story behind the Red Ryder. Every boy got one for Christmas, which I was one of them boys. I was 4 years old when I got my first Red Ryder. My dad was a Marine, so I'll leave it there. You've heard me tell the story a few times. But you got to see the pellet guns they got now. I'm going to do a video on mine. Mine does 1,300 feet per second. And the reason I have it is because it's real quiet. And it does 1,300 feet per second in 22 caliber. But I'll break that out in a video. Might be an option for some people for food gathering, foraging, hunting, when you need to be quiet. And I would not hesitate whatsoever to use it for any kind of protection. There's countless videos on YouTube of them things going straight through somebody's beanie. So yeah, and they're not expensive. They're cheaper than most knives I buy. You get them around $250, $300 for a decent one. Sleepers, yeah. And then there's also the underground. I have several villages. I call them villages, but they're housing developments that only Asian people live in. You know, Chinese got their own little division. The Hmongs got theirs. You know, but yeah, that too. And turncoats, saboteurs. Hey guys, I'm still on.
Okay.
Thank you. I get it from everywhere. But yeah, there's a lot to think about in that whole aspect of it. What may be coming over the hill next? You know, could it be a family in distress or a family that wants to take everything you've got? That's going to be so hard to deal with. Everything you've ever seen in the movies about to happen. I don't see how it can't at this point. If anybody's asking that question, well, I don't think it can be turned around at this point. We know for a fact China's going to take Taiwan. They didn't just spend 20 trillion, billion, thousands, and jillions of dollars getting ready for it. And we know Putin's not going to give up on Ukraine because he wants Kiev back. Kiev is actually a historical piece of Russia. I don't know. I guess it should be. I don't know. Whatever. That's their deal. Crossbow, and definitely. The only thing with the crossbows, I journeyed into that mess 5-8 years ago. The only problem I have with the crossbows is they lose so much power so soon. They're not really good for range. I mean, you can have a 350-pound crossbow and some bitch ain't good for 75 yards. I mean, it is, but easily is what I'm trying to say. For somebody experienced, yeah, you can get it to do what you want. But the newer ones just seem to have such short range on them. I was really kind of discouraged on that. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, Jason, exactly. I worked for them, all forms of them, county, state, federal. My whole first part of my life was nothing but government work. Crookedest bastards I ever worked for, man. If you only knew where your tax money was going. I know a place right now that is a supply warehouse for the county, but inside the supply warehouse is a walk-in cooler that is full of nothing but prime rib, picnic hams, steaks, every kind you could think of, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds of hamburger, and anything else you could think of, you could just instantly throw cases and cases of brats. I mean, you think of any meats you could think of, prime meats, it's in that walk-in cooler. And supposedly, it's to feed the seniors at the senior center. I worked at the senior center, and I never in my life seen them eat a picking ham, a prime rib, or nothing. Maybe a hamburger, maybe chicken thigh, but no, none of that. And that shit was going out the back door as fast as it was coming in the front door. Needless to say, I don't have that job anymore because I pretty much told them I'm not going to be involved in this shit. And I even mentioned it to a certain individual who would have oversight over something like that. They didn't care. I think Dave's in on it anyway. I mean, this was tax dollars buying all this food for the certain employees that worked for the government. And along with all the other shit they were doing too, because they were tax-free. The corporate card got passed around a lot so people could go to the hardware store and buy everything they need to remodel their bathroom tax-free. And on a discount as that too, through contracts. I know it was the government perks. That's why everybody wanted a government job. Still ain't right though. Exactly. And this was an open senior center. This was a government run. It was nice, really nice facility. It was open to any senior that could waddle, push, crawl, whatever, come in and eat for free. A little sign-up deal they had to go through, but And they'd have card games, field trips. It's kind of like being in the Boy Scouts, just in the old Scouts. They took you on trips and shit like that to spend your money, like casinos, shit like that, But yeah, they really had the food racket going. All right, if I still live there and shit hit the fan, I'm cleaning it out. They ain't getting none of it. I'll give it out to everybody that needs it. But I don't live nowhere near there anymore. And I'm sure there's something like that around. I actually have a really cool place, though. Shit hits the fan. I got a big Tyson plant right down the road here, about a mile and a half. And they package, mainly what they do down there is do the vending machine foods. The sandwiches, burritos, all that shit. They'll grab me 100 cases of them bastards. No, that's not government perks. That's 100% pure corruption, and exactly it is. It's like my last job with the city. Before all this shit happened to me, got sick, and they ran me off because they didn't want to pay the insurance premiums. And brand new saws coming in one door and out the back. Steel, top of the line shit, man. All these boys, half of them related to each other. They all have the same last names. Contractor shows up to deliver my material. Same name on the truck. Yeah, good old boys there. Yeah, crossbow is definitely good for a deer. I don't know how the medieval crossbows worked as well as they did. Well, for one, they weren't cammed. They were actually a straight 500-pound wench cranking shit bow. 4:30. Why is the bells going off at 4:30? That's strange. Usually it's on the hour. That big old church up the street here plays some kind of hymn music every hour. And then during the Christmas months, it's all Christmas music. Pretty cool. Keeps you in the spirit. I got half an hour left, woman. Don't make me come in there. Chickens, eggs, yep. Garden, yep. Fruit trees, all right. Must be a little warm where you're at. Not off grid yet, but getting there. Hell yeah. I wish I'd have got a better start, but we had to raise some kids first. I was hoping by now we wouldn't be where we're at. We would be more towards the mountains again. Well, I'm at the bottom of the mountain. I'd like to be in the mountain a little bit. Kind of quiet, back the way we used to live up north. But yeah, someone decided to have a bunch of kids real quick. So that kind of put a bosh on that. Oh, air guns. Okay, I must have read two at the same time or something. Got them confused. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they got up to 53 caliber. Was the last one I seen? It might even be bigger now. Yeah, they got some shit out there, man. Crazy. I got one. I didn't think it'd work as good as it did. I was impressed. Now, the rounds I'm using, it's only about 900 feet per second. But still 900 feet per second. That ain't nothing to laugh at. Using a ballistic tip. So they mushroom. So perfect. I mean, it's you couldn't ask for a perfect mushroom. 10 shots. Thank God they finally figured out a way to get away from single shots on the pellets. It's a Gamo Swarm something. Can't remember the other name attached to it, but there's like 3 different names. Yeah, they got some really sweet ones out there. I was watching them guys for 6-8 months, browsing through air gun videos just to see their capabilities. And really, if they were consistent, one guy has a 30 caliber and he shoots at the same target, another 2 videos did, and they all give me the same story, then yeah, I'll be interested in that. But YouTube goes, especially with all this AI crap going on now. You can't believe a damn thing on YouTube, on anything anymore with AI. I mean, you can tell because usually it looks too good, but yeah, AI shit's getting out of hand, I think. No, not warm here. But apples, peaches, yeah. Michigan, yeah, okay. Yeah, we have some decent apples up there around Lake Erie, where we lived up there. There's wild apple trees every damn where. Had them yellow, well, they call them yellow delicious when you usually buy them, but they are a little smaller than a yellow delicious, but as soft as a pear. When you bit into it, it was this instant mouthful of juice and really soft, like a really ripe pear would be. Them things were good. I used to get them deer hunting all the time. Take them with me. Yeah, it has to be the right climate. Michigan's got the climate. You got the low ones for one, and the cold. So you got the pretty much right temperature for it. Was it Michigan? I was driving through that day and I saw a sign for a ski resort, and I got thinking, what hill are they skiing down? It's flat for as far as you can see. And I'm getting closer and closer to this place and keep seeing signs for the ski resort. I was heading to Detroit. Okay, yeah. I was coming across from Lansing to Detroit. I kept seeing this sign. What the hell are they talking about? It's got to be some kind of indoor bullshit or something. Well, as I got closer to my drop off at Target, just this side of Dearborn, here's this mountain. Looks like a volcano style mountain. It's in the middle of nowhere. All right, there is ski resort. Yeah, got lifts going up and down it. Cool. Right across the street from the place is where I had to deliver. I asked the guy at the docks, I said, how the hell do y'all get a ski resort in the middle of nowhere like that? He goes, that's garbage. They buried garbage and made a hill. And now it's a ski resort. I said, are you serious? Now, any of you guys from Michigan maybe verify this. You might have been bullshitting me about the garbage part, but somebody definitely made that hill because it's like the only thing there. There's not another hill. Also, cherries. Oh, yeah. Yeah, blueberries, yeah. We used to get them wild up Pennsylvania, up there to the rest of the Appalachian Mountains. We lived right pretty much in the Appalachian Mountains up there. Little ass town in the middle where two rivers join. Hasn't changed in 300 years. Same people with the same money own and run the town. One of them places. Cool place to live and hunt and fish and grow up, but the law sucked, dude. Their politics and the law, their taxes are beyond comprehension, for one, on houses. Shit, when I left, they were charging $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year on a common house. House I'm living in now, it's a tri-level, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it just went up, taxes on it in the last few years. It was $800 and some a year. Now it's like 11, which is still ain't bad for this day and time, but yeah. Yeah, but this was funny, Brian. It was just, southern Michigan. It's flat. And poof, here's this ski resort in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know if it's still there. Hell, this was mid-90s when that happened. It might have been bulldozed or who knows. But it was a working ski resort. That's something I can't do. I can't live in a flat place. I don't know. Every time I get in a flat place, I get weird feelings. I'm talking Oklahoma. No trees, just prairie shit and flat. That shit's weird. Got to have something when I look out the window, some kind of hills or mountains or something. I love Jersey because all the fruits come there and the vegetables hang out with the fruits. Cool. I'm sorry, anybody from New Jersey. Don't take this personally. I do not like New Jersey at all. I spent 1 year in New Jersey and it about sucked the life out of me. And it wasn't Jersey itself. It was a lot of the people. Really crazy way of doing things in New Jersey. Not saying it was bad the way they were doing it, or I'm any better, but they do. Yeah, I don't even know what that is about, what they're doing over there. And these weren't normal people we're talking about. We're talking about some skittish shit. Definitely a place I don't want to live when shit hits the fan. Your own cousins will steal your shit. They'll just steal each other's shit. It's funny as hell. It's a common, I don't know. Never seen anything like it. Yes, Jersey tomatoes are good, Barb. I know. I like them too. Stay away from Indiana. Oh, yeah, no shit there. I'll tell you another thing y'all ain't aware of either. Just over the hill from me is this place called Tennessee. And on I-40, particularly, they have a task force. And if you have more than $600 cash on you, you won't see it again. And they don't care. They chalk it up to some kind of, you're running drug money. There's all kinds of videos about them. They got lawsuits on their asses right now. The one I saw, a guy was in a Corvette, or no, excuse me, an SUV, got pulled over. He had $6,600 in cash. Was going to buy a Corvette off of, a Craigslist type deal. He was going to go look at it, and if he liked it, he was going to buy it. And the guy only wanted cash. And we don't care. They chalked him up for being a drug dealer, never charged him, just wrote down the money was drug related. Took his money. So, yeah, be careful out there. Ain't nobody your friend. I'm coming to find out nobody's your real friend when it comes to shit that's going to happen, and shit's happening right now. The people that should be your friend is what I'm talking about. Not general friends, but the people you think you're safe with or from, yeah, they're your worst freaking enemy. Yep. And it's not just Tennessee, but Tennessee's really got a thing going. I mean, they have their own task force for it. Set up on it. They don't even bust you for speeding. They just want your money. And then you got to go to the FBI, because what happens is they send it to the FBI supposedly. Then the FBI sends it back. This takes a year and a half. And then you got to get lawyers and shit to get your money back. And by the time you do that, you've done probably spent the money that you were trying to get back anyway in lawyers. And they know that. And that's just bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. Yeah, when I was truck driving through there, I just mind my business. Louisiana was hard on us. I don't know what the hell Louisiana had against truckers. Jesus. You could go through a way station, drop off at the next exit, come back through, and they still want to see all your paperwork. And they'll find something. I sat there one day because of some clerical error that Washington, D.C. did on the permits, because one word was in the wrong place or some bullshit. I mean, come on, man. Literally had to wait till somebody got in their office in D.C. to change it and fax it to them. Everybody got to get their part. All right, I've got about 15 minutes. We'll wrap this place up. Hopefully next week I'll have less news to tell you. The less the better, right? And we'll be hopefully on Sunday. Nothing happens. Everything's looking good for Sunday. So hope to see y'all there. If anybody's got anything they want to put in their links, somebody else's links, public service announcement, somewhere you know to buy good survival food, something you've bought you might want to share with us, now's the time. Anybody want to see anything I got up here on the table? I'll tell you what, Barbie's 1,500 giveaway is going to be something to see. There's been a few generous, and I mean generous, donations. That's all I'm going to say about it. So you might not want to miss that one if we ever get there. I'm sure she will. She's growing a little bit here and there. I'm trying to get her to do some pop-ups during the week. Just grab one of her lady knives and tuck her lady stuff and do her lady thing, and just her doing it. She said as soon as the weather breaks, she's going to start doing it. So we'll see. I need to get on videos, though. I got enough stuff stacked up here. I had a bunch of videos made, and I erased them. I don't know how, but I did. Pisses me off, too, because it was about 3 weeks worth. I don't know how I did it. I fall asleep sometimes with my phone in my hand. Maybe I pushed the button. I don't know. Shit. Who knows? But now I got to do them all over again. Appreciate it, Brian. You're welcome. Anytime, man. I'm here day or night. Anybody needs to talk, man, hit me up. We'll sit here and talk. It's one of my favorite things to do is sit around the fire and just bullshit. Hey, I'm done yet.
They aren't there. and
Okay, they're
fine.
fine. I'm getting ready to get off. You're all right.
Actually, they're not. They went outside.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up. My
Come on.
doggies want out.
I know.
Kids are restless.
Andrew, hook them up.
I think we'll roll.
Go there.
Thanks, guys, for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Hook them up.
Say hi, Barbie.
Hi.
And maybe we'll see you all Sunday. Sure we will. Have a great week, everybody.
Maybe
Appreciate you.
before.
Keep your head on a swivel and be vigilant, man. Peace.
Over there. You wanna go on beach?